Now, if you're watching this video and you have your own info product, you're a coach, consultant, you sell education, whatever type of business, or you don't have already your own business and you would like to become like me as a growth architect to help other businesses into make more money, this video is for you. So for both of you that right now are watching this, inside of the next 50 minutes, I will practically break down the base of what is important today if you want to sell. We will not talk in this video which is the most profitable funnel, if you should run ads or if you should run more organic content, whatever, no. In this video, I will break down how to position yourself into a specific niche where you can get paid more and have best clients. Second, how to define your ICP, who's your target, who you want to sell to, and the psychological level of awareness that they actually have, okay? And then how to build your own offer, and plus how to scale your business. And will be all inside in the next 50 minutes. So at the end of this 50 minutes video, you will have a clear idea on what to do next, what to change in your current business, or actually the fundamentals to become a growth architect as me. Okay, the only call to action I'm gonna do it right now. So if you're a coach, consultant, you have an info product, you want to scale, you want my help, you can find my information down below. In the other scenario, if you don't have a business but you want to become a growth architect and to make your money working for other experts and to help them to make more money like I'm doing and how I'm generating hundreds of thousands every single year, this is my guru moment, you find all the information in the link. Now, I will not take extra time from you. I hope you enjoyed these 50 minutes of pure value and I hope it can be helpful for your business.
Welcome guys in this new lesson. Today we're gonna talk about positioning matrix and I will be more specific. The idea of this lesson is from zero, so the point you're entering right now this lesson is to understand who we're gonna help, okay? Generally, what will be your target? We're gonna define your target. In the moment that you develop the skill, okay, we have to know in advance who we want to help and we have to know about this person, the fears that he have, the desires or whatever. We have to know exactly this person, how we think, in which way, etc, etc. But before doing that we're gonna do in this lesson, I want to break down very fast the main concept that help you to understand where you want to work. Because of course, in advance, I'm telling you that we have to work on sub niches. More our avatar that we're gonna build in this lesson will be in a sub niche, okay? Means that we're gonna work on very specific market. And more specific we are, it helps for two factors. First of all, that you can be able to charge much more, okay? Because his pain point will be that specific. So what he's struggling with, you will know it. And so when you will show to him how to solve it, you know, he will perceive you as the right person. That's why, first of all, it helps you to increase your prices, and second, it helps you to increase your perception as a specialist and not a person that can help everyone. But we're gonna see this together. First of all, markets. In the world exist three types of markets: wealth, health, and relationship, okay? These are the three main markets that exist. Of course, inside of these markets, we're gonna find niches. So groups inside of the market. If we take, for example, wealth, we can find inside of wealth the market of the real estate, the market of online businesses, okay? And as a sub niches, for example, inside of the online business niche, we can find coaches, we can find sales training, so people that teach how to do sales, could be e-commerce, it could be trading, etc, etc, okay? And the same, it could be for other markets. For example, in health, we can have the niche of fitness or of nutrition, and if you go more specific, inside of nutrition, we have vegans, okay? For muscle buildings, for example, or inside of fitness, we have busy moms post-pregnancy, okay? This is a very specific niche. And you will see in this lesson how this type of target, okay, they have more specific problems. And that specific problems help us to charge much more money, okay? Now, let's move into the second step, to pick one and position yourself, as I was saying, as a specialist. More your positioning is specific, more you'll be perceived as a pro, as I was saying, aka you can charge more. The main thing out of this lesson is that you will be able to understand who you want to help, what outcome this person want to achieve, in which way you will help it, and the pain point. So for what is suffering, for what is struggling right now. This is the wrong example, okay, about being generic. I help businesses online to make more money. Yeah, you talk to a lot of people, but you're talking to everyone and to no one at the same time. Because again, yeah, in this way, I help business online, okay, to make more money. It's very, very generic. That means that you could talk to everyone, but nobody will perceive you as a pro. And in this market where there is a lot of people offering this stuff, because a lot of people help business online, but somebody help e-commerce to scale, somebody else help personal brand to grow. You understand? That's even more specific. They're more niche. Then there is, as we saw, even more specific, and we're gonna see it immediately. Now, let's move on a good example. One good example, it could be, I help chiropractors, so who, okay, to fill their schedule consistently, outcome they want, without having to rely on word of mouth, okay? Now, this is an example I made on chiropractors, but as you can see, I'm positioning myself for a specific target of people with a specific outcome, okay, that I can assume, and also I can assume the pain point I can have. I say assume because, of course, more also you will take information of this market, more you will touch the right pain points for them. We're gonna see another example here. And we see, for example, I help chiropractors, so who, to get 14 plus more qualified appointments each month. This is our outcome that we are pitching to them through meta ads. So this time, as you can see, through meta ads, we was even more specific than to fill their schedules consistently, okay? Because we add our outcome and how specifically we're gonna do it without having to rely on word of mouth. Here, another example. I help business consultants with 5K plus Instagram followers. This is my target, okay? Generate 30K a month in monthly recurring revenue, okay, using a VSL funnel and paid ads. So this defines my method without spending hours on content every single day, okay? As you can see, these are two different niches, okay? Because one we're talking specifically to chiropractors, one we're talking to business consultants. And as you can see, the structure is exactly the same. And what is important here is not that, oh yeah, it's better that you choose business consultants or chiropractors, or even if you want, okay, that you want to go, for example, in another market. It's just very important that you pick one that where you like that market or you had a bit of experience. And when I say experience, it doesn't need that you have to spend years, but maybe you're more close to that market, to that niche, to that sub niche, you know? Maybe you have a person that you have a friend that is a personal trainer, and you can take example from that because even it will help you to make more market research for that. Okay, now, except on what we're saying now, let's move into something more important about riches are in the niches. Okay, and when I say this, I put here an example on more you niche down, more specific you are, okay, more you can charge money. Because, and think about this with me, you are a personal trainer. So what you do is I help people get fit, and it's partially very similar to I help business online to make more money. Okay, so my perception is actually very low. I mean, for $30 a month. Okay, now here the prices I put just a bit randomly, but you will understand now the whole concept altogether. Okay, then there is a personal trainer for women. So I help women to lose weight. As you can see, this is more specific because even if you ask to your friend, hey, but what do you do? Look, I'm a personal trainer. This is one of your friends. And the other say, I'm a personal trainer only for women. You know, even just saying that, you understand that it's much more specific, okay? That's why he charged more money. Or I'm a personal trainer for busy woman. What we had here is that we have busy women, okay? So it gives a filter more of being specific into that. For example, it could be very intensive trainings, you know, like in 30 minutes a day. So where you have to make the outcome in a very short amount of time. So you are fulfilling a problem for this target. You understand? So that's why they're able to pay more money, because a normal personal trainer will not fit there, because a normal personal trainer will not fit this request. So in this case, a personal trainer for busy woman is much more perceived. That's why I charge more money. Then here, of course, I put more examples. Can be a trainer for overweight woman 40 plus. Okay, so no extreme diet, no hours at the gym. I have the method that help overweight woman 40 plus into get fit. Okay, $300 a month. More specific, trainer for moms post pregnancy, okay? Lose baby weight in 90 days. You understand this is a very pain point because you know there is maybe a lot of moms that had pregnancy and they want to back in their best shape in the shorter amount ever. If we connect this also to psychology, you understand that a woman, like a man, you know, it feels much better when he can see himself, or in this case herself, in a good shape. So this is not only about the body, it's that it also conditions how they feel. Because if in a short amount I can go back in my best shape, okay, I'm able to pay $500 a month, because for me it's a problem, because I want to be back in my best shape ever, you know, even if I had a kid, for example. Then we go even more specific, online coach for moms between 30 to 45 years old who had C-section, who want to rebuild in 60 days, for example. Okay, so we take a specific problem and in a specific time we're gonna deliver the outcome. For example, this is $997 for mom. Okay, now don't watch about the prices, but watch that more we go down, more we are specific and more we increase our prices. This could be also for another niche, for example. Now, why prices goes up at every level? Because when you're generic, you speak to everyone. When you are specific, you are the only logical choice. As we said here, for example, there is the busy woman that have to train in 30 minutes, cannot pick a normal personal trainer because doesn't fit the necessity that she have, okay? Also having vague pain point. You know, you're not specific, you are just, oh yeah, I help you to get fit. What that means? I help you to lose 20 kilos in the next 3 months, for example. So, urgent, specific pain point. It's very, very important. Also because being generic, okay, you have a lot of competitors. Because again, how many, also in your personal life, whoever is watching this lesson, how many personal trainers you know, and how many personal trainers for moms post-pregnancy you know, okay? I can assure you that the person that you know that is doing this is making much more money than the other because you are the only option they see, or even if you are not the only, you are one of the few that are available in the market. What you can pay attention here is that this is about having the same skills, the same hours you work, but one is charging $30, one is charging $1,000, okay? So more specific you are, more you increase your prices. So here we're gonna compare why it's very important to be specific. We take, for example, of the gym inside of the market fitness, and we go in the niche of gyms. And we're talking to women plus who are busy. What the problem is that they have no time, no extra diets. Okay, so my final positioning is women 40 plus that want to lose weight in 30 minutes a day without having extreme diet. This will help me to delete the perception of $29 a month and have a perception for charge much more. Now, don't watch the prices are just for example, but you can see the difference and it also makes sense for how specific I want to be. And this, we can do it for therapists or for online coaches, for example. Online education, we talk to business coaches that they have 10 to 100k followers, they have a lot of audience, but they cannot monetize it, okay? So for example, I help business coaches turn their audience into 30k a month revenue using method XYZ. This is why you will not be positioning as a social media agency, but a specific person that can help them, and so you can charge more. Now, the point of this, as I said before, is that being specific and be generic, it costs you that is the same amount of work, the same skills, but the more specific is the who, so who you're gonna help, more they feel understood. And more they feel understood, more they can pay you. That's why it's very important that for the next lesson, what you have to do is to actually think which niche, first of all, you would like to work, okay? First of all, the market, but of course, then in the niche. And you can help yourself thinking what an experience you have near, or maybe you know some specific person that works in a specific niche, or you are familiar with that niche, or you like that niche. And then you can start, to study that niche. It can be talking to that specific person, going through AIs online, and you can understand what is very important for the next lesson is to bring your positioning statement to the next live call, or for the next lesson to have it ready, or we can rewatch it together in the call that we're gonna have. So it's very important that the outcome, okay, understanding which market, which niche, which sub niche, we have to build the avatar, okay? You have to understand who is this person that you want to help, what's the pain point he have, what the outcome, what's the desire, what do you really want, so that for the next lesson you know exactly who you're gonna help. Because then on the method we're gonna work it together, we're gonna work together on why, but it's important to understand who, the outcome, and the pain point. Okay, see you in the next lesson. So welcome in this new lesson. Today we're gonna move in something that is very important and actually will be the fundamentals, the basement that you're gonna build of your skill. First of all, we're gonna talk about the funnel psychology. So the first step is, what is a funnel? A funnel is the path a stranger takes to become a paying client. Every step of that path is designed to build enough trust for them to say yes. And most probably you agree with this. Nobody buy the first time they see something, and you can think also on yourself for whatever type of purchase that can be. Every purchase follow a psychological journey. Your job is to understand where your prospect is right now in that journey and meet them there with the right message. That's why even if whatever you're gonna do with these skills, whoever you're gonna help, what you have to understand that it's not about the VSL video that we use, the headline, how it's written, but it's the message. And the message is connected to the psychological journey. Okay, so that's why it's very important to understand in this path, where is our customer? You remember in the previous lesson, we talked about to understand which is your target, who's your avatar, to who you're talking to. Okay, this is very important because once you understand that and you define very well, you know that this exact person is here, okay? And this exact person have these fears, these desires, he want this, but he had already this experience, you have to know exactly, because once you know exactly his current situation, psychologically, you can throw him messages for help him to go through this journey, then it will pay you. Okay, so that's why it's very important that when we talk about funnel, you understand that we're talking about in the way we communicate to our prospect, to our lead, to our target. So generally, for the path that we just saw, okay, we can make it as a more, let's say, practical, like this. is how we transform a stranger, okay, into a client. What is very important about this, that mainly there is 3 steps. There is the level where you have to attract them, and this can be through your ads, through your content, okay, that you just grab their attention. Then you have to educate them, okay, and we're gonna see step by step how you can do this. What I mean about educate them means giving me the trust, you know, that they got attracted for a certain problem they have, okay, and through our education content, education funnel, we have to build on them the trust for our service, our product. And then there is the conversion, so the sales part. And this usually in a technical side is defined as top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. And every step has a different mission, because here we have to attract the lead. So the content, the strategy I want to use is just to grab their attention of a stranger. Then is to educate them and then to convert them before that we have a paying customer. Okay, let's move into the next. So the right question is, where is your prospect right now? And we're gonna use this awareness spectrum, okay, to understand this, because you have to understand that this is the whole market. Whatever market you choose, the niche, this is the current situation. Only 3% of the market is most aware, means that it's ready to buy. Just you have to show them the offer, to pitch them, and they're ready to buy. 7% of the market is product aware. So they know that exact product that you also have, okay, it can solve their problem. So they know you, but they don't decide it yet. Then there is 20% of the market on solution aware. So means that they don't know you, okay, but they know that the solution exists. Then the 30% of the market is problem aware. They don't know the product, they don't know the solution, but they are pretty aware that they have this problem of making more money, or that they are struggling with sales, that they would like to scale their business, that they would like to have more clients. So they are aware of the problem. As for example, the creator industry. Creator industry is aware that they have a problem in to scale their audience, in to monetize their audience in an optimized way. But maybe some of them know the solution, and some of them will know your product, and some of them will know you and your product, and they're ready to buy. And finally, the last step, also the biggest, as you can see, is that the 40% of the market, they don't know they have a problem. And the funny part is that majority of people that is selling something similar to what you want to sell, in 99% of cases, is working on these 2 levels. His communication, his marketing, in a way he want to attract new customers, is based on this. So here, yeah, of course, it's pretty saturated. Okay, that's where your communication have to win, etc., etc. But the point is that majority of people is avoiding the actually 90% of the market, because of course it's more hard to take a person that they don't know they have a problem into bring them into idea to let them know the problem. Then once they let them the problem, we show them the solution potential that you will have, and who showed them solution? Oh, you show them the solution. So now they also know you. Okay, so this is a very long journey to do for your potential avatar, for your funnel, instead of just talking to the people that is already to buy, you know, that they just want to buy from you. So you understand that it's very important that you're gonna test different angle of communication. And again, when I mean angles, I mean that whatever your strategy is through paid ads, it's through a VSL funnel, it's through organic, it's through outreach, whatever platform, every market has this condition. So only 3% of your market is ready to buy right now. Most ads target only these 3%, okay? And fight everyone else for the same people. So as I was saying, a lot of people is working on this sector here, but not a lot of people is here, and even less here. The opportunity is the 97% that nobody is talking to. Now we're gonna see that for each step that you just saw, okay? What this means for your funnel? That means that you have 3 ways of traffic, 3 types of traffic. You have cold traffic, where you want to bring people from unaware to problem aware, okay? So the bottom that we saw here, this. So the mission is to bring people to be unaware of the problem, because once you are the person that show them, hey, look, there is this problem that right now you're not currently evaluating, when they know the problem, they would like to know the solution, right? And who you think they're gonna ask for the solution if you are the person that showed them the problem? So lead with the problem and not with your offer. So before you have to educate them, and then you're gonna sell. This, yes, is a bit longer journey, but actually is one of the most profitable, because you're gonna build in a market where a lot of people is not putting effort into. Then the second is the warm traffic. So person that are aware of the problem, they're aware also that there is a solution, like there is a solution for this problem, but I don't know who. Okay, so they know the problem, and you have to show them why you are the best solution. So it's where you have to show exactly your offer that have to touch exactly them pain points. You know, like in this way, you understand that you're gonna talk to this type of people, these 2 people, product aware and solution aware. This is your target. And then there is the hot traffic. Okay, the people that is most aware, get out of the way. And then last one, there is hot traffic, the most aware. You just make the offer clear, reduce the friction, so have to be as smooth as possible, and you just close them. But the point is that it's not that you have to pick one of these. The point is that you have to move the potential lead from here to here and to here from here. Most probably you will find some people that starting in this side here, somebody else that will be here, and somebody else will be already hot. Why is this? Because it's depending on the angle of communication that you're gonna give to each of them, and you're gonna attract every person, because in the way you're gonna communicate your offer, in the way you're gonna position your marketing, it will be designed for a specific person. So we know that from the previous lesson when you defined your avatar, okay, perfect. Now we have to understand that this avatar had a version 1 of him where is most aware. He have a version 2 that maybe is on solution aware, so they don't know you, okay? But he knows that there is this solution. And maybe a V3, version 3, where is completely unaware. So in this way, you understand that your communication will be for each of these version of the target you choose that you want to speak to, okay, but on different levels of awareness. Now, let's move in the last part, the funnel as a trust machine. So as I was saying before, in the top of the funnel, your mission is to grab attention. You have to stop the scroll and create curiosity. And we're gonna see some example in the next lessons. Now, the goal of this lesson is that you understand the psychological way on seeing this. So you have to become strategy master, where you understand that your strategy is not what type of video you use, what type of font you're gonna use on your page. No, that's complete bullshit. I mean, it's very important, but it comes after you know exactly who you want to grab attention, how to stop the scroll, how to create curiosity, what creates him curiosity, okay? And then once you grab his attention, okay, you're gonna move him into the middle of your funnel when you're gonna nurture him, you're gonna educate him. In which way? Building authority, show them proofs, handle objection. Handle objection means that if I know that this person that I grabbed just now attention is moving into middle of my funnel, I have in advance, through my content, through my long form content, through my testimonials, case study, in advance to break his objections. One objection, for example, it could be that, oh, but this thing has also possibility to not work, you know? And maybe with one specific content, you work on that exact thing. But when you do this, when you know exactly who you're talking to, that's why this lesson is very, very important and is also connected with what we saw before. So that now you're gonna work on this to understand exactly who's your target, define your avatar, and know exactly the version of him where he's aware, is unaware, and you know exactly who are you. And then in the last part, in the bottom of the funnel, we're gonna work on the decision and sales. Okay, so we're gonna make them the offer, remove the risk, and close. And no worries, because each of these steps, for example, this will be the next lesson, we're gonna see exactly how to increase the perception, how to make your offer so good that people feel stupid to tell you no, okay? Now, also what is very important is that a funnel does not sell, okay? A funnel builds enough trust for the prospect to sell themselves. That's why I always say that the sales call is not a sales call where you pitch your offer, you push them into, hey, you need this is amazing. No, absolutely no. If you make your funnel in the right way, when people will come into your sales call, whatever sales process you will use, this type of person will be the one that is wondering if he's enough qualified to work with you. That's why it's very important that the funnel is not only focusing on the bottom of the funnel, but actually is very important is that you focus in each step. This doesn't mean that have to be 10 on 10, okay? This is very important, guys. It can be also a mediocre funnel. It can be 6, 6, and 6 on 10 on each step. And it's gonna work in a smooth way because it's much better to have 6 on each level more than to have, for example, 10 on this and then 0 on educate them. Because yeah, I grab a lot of attention, but then people goes out from my funnel because they don't have trust on me, I don't have authority, they don't see that I can actually help them with that specific problem, okay? So I hope you understand this. Now, for the next lesson, I want you to think about the niche that you choose, okay, in the previous lesson, and adapt it to what we saw about the awareness spectrum, and understand and to create at least 1 or 2 version, okay, or even 3 of your ideal client, okay? We're gonna start with 1, and you have to understand in which level of what we saw here they are in this moment, okay? And position and prepare to position your communication. In the next lesson, we're gonna see the offer for talk specifically to them. So it's very important that you write it down. I hope you're taking notes from this journey. I hope you're making some documents for you for define this and keep it there, okay, for bringing the next live call or also just getting ready for the next lesson. I see you in the next one. So welcome Welcome guys in this new lesson. Today we're gonna talk about the irresistible offer formula. Okay, why most offers fails and how to build one that itself. Now, what is very important that in the previous lesson, most probably you saw about the potential tiers of offer that you can have. For example, about having the upfront fees, to have retainers or revenue share, and that's basically the structure on an offer and what you can deliver to your clients once you have the skill. But this lesson is more important because we will analyze exactly how to build, let's say, from the technical side of or what my offer had into something that actually in terms of appeal is very strong, and people honestly have to feel stupid to say no. For example, when we start with the fact to have an offer that is only based on revenue share if you have no client, that's already a no-brainer offer. That's already very strong offer. Now we're gonna understand based on psychology how to make it even stronger for the perception of your customers. And also what is very important that in all the lesson that we're gonna go through together, you have to understand that what I'm teaching you, you have to apply it for your own business, okay? So to becoming a growth architect, and also when you're gonna work in businesses of your clients, okay, is the same exact thing. So that's why it's cool, because you're gonna learn one skill that you have, of course, to adapt into your brand, into your business, but also use it as a lever, as a skill to put in the business of your clients, okay? Now, let's move on. The first thing and the first big mistake that a lot of people does when they create an offer is that they don't sell transformation. Okay, here make some example, but again, everything guys is about to just install into your mind a way to think, a way to see things. Okay, that is not about selling benefits. It's not about selling 6 modules and 20 lessons or weekly call or lifetime access or I will run your ads. No, it's not that, because that is just some benefits that they give them, but they're not selling them the transformation. What your offer should communicate is the actual transformation from the situation where they start, as we talked many times, from point A to point B is where they want to be. And where they want to be, they want to achieve certain things. So our 6 modules and 20 lessons or managing the ads is just the drive for reach that level. But what we sell is the transformation. So you have to sell the mojito on the beach. For example, first client in 30 days. Okay, 10K a month in 90 days, freedom from your 9 to 5. Okay, this is the lever that transforms everything that is inside of whatever is your program, whatever is your offer, into something that sells the transformation, not the product itself. Okay, it's very important. You don't have to sell the product, you have to sell the transformation. Now let's make an example. When you book a flight, you are not paying the flight as a drive for reach a destination. Maybe you go on holidays, wherever. Okay, you are not paying for the seat, you're not paying for the security check, for maybe 2 hours of waiting on the gate. No, you're paying for the outcome. That's why here I said on top, you're paying for the mojito on the beach at the end of it. The outcome. That's the transformation point, okay? When you are taking the plane, it's just a drive. It's just what brings you there to reach what? Your outcome, your destination. You're going to Maldives, You're not thinking how it will be in the airport. So nobody buys the process, they buy the destinations. Because also process sometimes it can be misunderstood because they don't have the information to understand it. So their trust goes down too. Your offer should never describe the flight, it should sell the feeling of arriving. Okay, this is very important. Again, all this you have to install it in your mind and use it as a psychological pattern to use for your own business, for your own scaling, and also for your clients. Now let's move on something very important, that this is that being scripted by Alex Hormozi. I believe I really followed that guy. Okay, now we will understand this formula and how to make an offer that actually is irresistible, where people again can't say no to that. The point is that on the market, majority of offers are based only on the top part. What does that mean? When I'm selling you a product, I'm selling you the outcome. Let's take an example of a personal trainer. The dream outcome that you can have is to finally achieve 6 packs, okay? And the perceived likelihood, okay, that they can have is the fact that, oh, this trainer has a lot of testimony, a lot of people achieving it, and also his body is pretty good. So I will achieve it, But then if we consider psychologically, when you're evaluating to go to the gym and to have the exact goals that you want, okay, your perception total will go a bit down, because you have to understand that time delay, it will cost you time. That means that it costs you time every time that you have to go to train. It will cost you time to, for example, eat healthy. You don't know how to eat healthy, so you have to learn how to eat healthy, or get some information about nutritional basics and stuff that require more money, more time, and that's go on effort and sacrifice, because it requires effort. And you understand that then at the final of this, the perceivement that I have of this offer and to achieve my six packs, my dream body, of course it decreases a bit, because I know that yes, this guy achieved a lot of results, a lot of people from him also achieved results, but it will cost me time, it will cost me effort, it will cost me sacrifice, and that's okay because it's normal. But when we want to create an offer that is crazy killing it, we have to create something that give the perception, okay, that will be too easy, that will be very strong, to not do it. And I make an example that is a bit controversial, but let you think about this. Is we take, for example, a person that is on overweight, okay, and wants six pack, or at least want to lose weight. And we understand that we have one side a personal trainer, where the dream outcome, for example, again, is to lose some kilos, is to get in perfect shape, blah, 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 blah. And the perceived likelihood is to see other people that already achieved that, okay? But then again, on time delay, I know it will require time, it will require effort. I will have to understand how to eat healthy. I will have to have the discipline to eat healthy and to train all days, for example. But then if we compare this offer to the product, okay, that, for example, there is that band that you put on your stomach that potentially might work, but you understand how in terms of perception, that thing is much more stronger, because the dream outcome is, okay, I will put this band on me, okay, and I will lose weight, okay, perceived likelihood, I see a lot of testimonial, a lot of people using that. Time delay, actually, yeah, it requires, but I have no effort. I have no to go to the gym, I have no to eat more healthy, okay. On perception, again, of course, I'm pro on the gym and not to buy that bullshit. Or for a person that have a pain point and also have to evaluate all the equation here is saying, oh, maybe I should get the band, that they put here. You understand, just in terms of perception is much stronger. Another example can be, for example, go to psychology session, okay? If we watch a dream outcome, yeah, I can fix myself, I can feel better with myself. I know this person had a lot of clients that are satisfied, okay, perfect. It will require me time to go to a therapist, it will require me money, it will require sacrifice, And then there is Xanax, okay, that is just a pill that you put and that's it. Now, it's an extreme example, but you understand how the perfect combination of that increase the perception of, wow, I have less effort, less sacrifice to do, it requires less time, is immediate, I will feel better in 1 second. This is what I want you to do with your offer and with the offer of your clients. Now, of course, the example I made is very extreme, but you understand, for example, if your target is gym and you are building a personal brand for a trainer that have a specific method, what you will have to do, of course, you cannot delete completely the effort and the sacrifice, but maybe try to mix it in a way that the perception for who is watching the offer is gonna remove a lot of objections, because the offer in terms of how it's gonna get perceived is also gonna determine how much resistance I will find between a yes or between a no in the moment I pitch the offer, okay? Now let's see each point of this in a more specific way with some example. Dream outcome. Sell the life on the other side, as we said before, not what you deliver, but what they feel after. You don't sell a 90 days fitness program, you sell a confidence on the beach and no more back pain by summer, okay? For example, very cool, this is about no a 90 days fitness program, but confidence at the beach. You can feel like as an alpha man, like a top G, whatever, okay? This is the transformation that you want to sell and you want that your potential customer is gonna perceive. Now, perceived likelihood, the higher they believe it will for them specifically, the higher the value. So more they trust the fact, oh yeah, most probably I will achieve the result too. And we boost this through case studies and testimonials, so social proofs from people like them, okay? People that are in a similar situation or they was in a similar situation. A name, unique mechanism, okay? Your proprietary method or system is very important, because also this create pattern inside of their ad. It's like they have hope, in this method. For example, why I call this program Growth Architect, because I want to brand this name as a people can identify itself as this, So another very important thing, and we're gonna see, is a strong guarantee, okay? Remove the risk of trying. It's very important to have a guarantee. Guarantee, we will see later, 2 types of guarantee that you can use, okay? But it's very important, of course, when you believe in your product, okay? And then again, your personal proof. For example, your personal proof for your offer, the personal proof of your client for his offer, okay? You did it first, you show them why I'm doing this. Because without why, for example, Luigi, I'm doing this because in the last year I never posted content, I never sold something on mine, but I was still making more than 250k a year through a skill that today I'm teaching you, So it's very easy for me because I did it first and now I'm showing to you how to do it, okay? Now, very important here, let's move into this side, because also what we don't say very well about this is that the top part have to increase. You have to increase the dream outcome perception, the perceived likelihood. You have to boost this, and same time you have to decrease the time delay, the effort, and the sacrifice. So when we move on time delay, one of the most important things is speed is one of the most underrated value drivers. 30 days always beat 6 months. Okay, for example, low value 6 to 12 months results eventually, it give me is a lot of time. A lot of things can change and people will see the hypothetical result, the outcome they want, too far away from them. 90 days is medium, result in a quarter is okay. But for example, like this offer, if you put all in action, also the next modules that you will see how to get your first clients and everything, the promise I made you that in 30 days you will have your first client. Okay, the perception is pretty high. Of course, it's validated by the fact that I know how to do it, and if you will put action, you will do it. So of course, with not all the offers is possible to do this, but majority of them, or also you can take one main offer and create something that has a kind of delivery that is faster, just to let them feeling that they're learning. Because think about you're watching this lesson, you're most probably in day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever the pace you're taking for watch this. You understand that even if you're not going so fast, every time you watch this, I hope, but I believe so, you have a perception that, wow, okay, I'm getting new information because you're learning something. Okay, before we talked about the psychology. Right now, for example, we are talking about how to elevate the perception. And again, bro, these things you can adapt it on whatever you want in life, generally, of increased perception of your offer of your clients, whatever. Okay, so that's why it's very important also to keep timeline very short and fast as possible, of course, when it's possible to do it. Now let's see the effort and sacrifice. The less they have to do, the more valuable the offer become. And this, of course, there is, for example, do it yourself. Okay, you give them the knowledge, they implement alone, lowest price point. Okay, so for example, this is for online course, PDF guide, video library. Now don't watch the prices exactly, but yeah, usually is the value you can give for that. Done with you. Okay, you guide them, they do the work with your support, best balance of price and scale. Group coaching, live calls, community program, for example, this offer that you joined. Okay, now, and I will talk also about this because me personally, for example, doing the business itself, okay, before Growth Architect Accelerator, I have also done for you offer. And of course, done for you offers as the highest perception because you do everything. Highest price, maximum value. The work is on you. The responsibility of results is on you. So more you take responsibilities, more money you will make. I hope you know that. Okay, so for example, full funnel build, ad management, retainer service. Okay, of course, this perception is very high. That's why on my offers on the B2B with my clients, I mainly work with this because the perception is much higher. Okay, then it will depend on your offer or you want to start. Of course, your mainly will be here, but for your clients, it will depend on the program because maybe what we're gonna see together is that you will understand that you can have a front end and back end offer, and we're gonna see this in the next lessons. And we're gonna see that, for example, done with you can be offer 1 and done for you can be the upsell. Okay, and we will see this when we're gonna talk about the lesson of front end and back end and the structure of the lifetime value of your customers or the customers of your clients. Now, what you can see is that done for you offer is worth 10 to 50 times more than do it yourself offer because the effort is completely off. You remove that. So the perception, as we were talking here, of course, increase a lot because what's my effort and sacrifice if this guy is doing everything for me? You understand? Now let's move on bonuses. Okay, bonuses is very important. This bonus is not just adding some bullshit that looks good when you pitch that. No, it's because it's not about adding value, but they remove objections before they left the core offer. For example, something that gives more power to your offer. Okay, for example, done for you templates. Okay, it will remove I will not know where to start. Okay, in advance it's gonna remove this objection of somebody saying, oh, but I will not know where to start, with this. No worries, you have the templates that follow you. That's why you will have the contracts, you will have the sales scripts, and then you will build something that is better for you. Okay, for example, weekly live calls. Okay, weekly live calls, of course, removes the fact of people feeling alone. Yeah, I'm getting the skill, but I have no support, I have no feedback from somebody. Okay, that's why it's very important. That's why in this offer there is live calls too. The 30 days guarantee. What it removes is basically the fact of, oh, what if it doesn't work? Okay, and again, if you're pretty confident on your offer, on your skill, whatever, this is very important to add. Okay, the core offer solves the main problem. Bonuses eliminate every reason left to not buy. Okay, this is very important. Now, about guarantee, it's very important to understand that a strong guarantee does not increase refunds. So people that want to cheat, on the system, it increases conversions. Because as for example, you join this program, you had a call with me or with my team. okay? That was a call for onboarding, but also for filtering to understand if you're the right person and that if we can really help this type of person. And if we do, we are aware that if you put action and you will not achieve the result, so you respect the KPIs, you send the amount of messages, you do everything and it's not gonna work, I'm gonna refund you. So in this case, for jumping to this, is a conditional guarantee. I refund you if you do the work and you get no result, okay? So this brings to lower refund risk, still high trust signal, and used mainly for education and coaching programs. And then in the other side, there is unconditional guarantee, that is, for example, 30 days money back, no question asked. Maximum conversion, used when your offer is exceptional and you trust your delivery, okay? What you do generally with the guarantee is that you transfer the risk from the buyer to yourself and win by actually delivering. So the whole point here is to transfer the risk from your buyer to yourself. So when you deliver well, you are gonna actually win. So your main goal is to deliver your product, is to deliver a good service, is to deliver a good product, whatever it is, okay? Now, let's have a recap of all the steps, because what we just saw here, okay, all these parts are not to see as up different things, have to be all together in your mind when you're gonna create an offer stack. Now, the last part is the offer stack. What you just saw, you have to understand that we have to put it all together to stack every layer. Each one adds value and remove a reason not to buy, okay? This is very important. So this means for guarantees, bonuses, speed of result, the delivery model, and the core promise, okay, the outcome you saw. This is very important also because when your offer is pretty good, okay, the perception will go up. When people have a lot of perception, they will be first of all able to pay a lot of money. And this is also very important. When people will pay a lot of money, okay, they will be committed. And when they're committed, most probably they obtain better results. And you charging high ticket, okay, you will have more money to deliver them a very good product. That's why if your offer is in line, you can charge good money. Your clients can charge good money because everyone, so both parties, you as a business or your client business and the prospect, the person who will buy, they will be satisfied and most probably they will achieve results, okay, in case it's not a done for you, because if it's done for you, all the responsibility is on you, on your client, okay? Now, before the next lesson, I want to apply this information to your offer and also to use it as a mantra, as something that stays in your mind that you have to use it for your future client. So write down your dream outcome in one sentence. So who you help, what's the dream outcome they have, choose your deliver model, do it yourself, done with you or done for you, okay? That's what I suggest, but it can be also done with you, okay? What is the fastest belief result you can promise? Okay, define it. List 3 objections, create 1 bonus for each, okay? And write your guarantee, conditional or unconditional. This is very important that you're gonna do it for the next lesson or before to go to the next lessons, because it will help you to make it more objective, okay? You start to define it, because then we will work into start to position yourself, okay? And this will be part of it. So I hope you like the lesson. I'll see you in the next one. All right, guys, welcome to this new lesson. Today we're gonna talk about front end, back end, and actually the full architecture, the full structure of a business. That will be your business or the business of your client, where most people make money and where the real money actually is. Now let's focus on this simple stuff I draw here, okay? Because I want you to connect everything we saw in the previous lessons and to understand the structure of a business. Basically, the business that you saw online, whatever type of business it is, and I can do examples that are not only attached to the online businesses, okay, is that they usually have a front end. So a part that you first see in the first time, okay, that usually is composed by a lead magnet. Lead magnet, if you don't know, is usually a free product or a freebie, okay, something that you consume for free. Maybe you give the data, you put email, whatever, okay, that will educate you, will get you the feeling that, oh, this is what I need, or actually for your prospect or for your client or for yourself, you know, the lead magnet should be something that you put before for get people engaged, or a low ticket offer. Low ticket offer, why? Because it's something that have very little resistance compared to the value that we provide for that $27, $49, $99, $150, okay? This is called low ticket. This range of prices generally low ticket, okay? For then passing the real side of the business, that is the back end. Back end is where the business make money, okay? You can find mid-ticket offers. So for example, $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. For then goes into the middle, that where we find cross sales. Cross sales can be based on your journey into this, an high ticket offer, so based on upsells, okay, or downsell. And then last of it, there is continuity. So have a retainer offer that can be in this case for you as a growth architect, a retainer, or it can be a monthly recurring revenue for a subscription model business or whatever. Now, let's move this a bit more down because I want to show you the idea. Why I'm saying that this is connected to what we said before, because this is the initial point, this is the final point. And what you understand is that a person have a current situation where he start from and have desires of outcomes and things that want to achieve, whatever his goals are. And the point is that this path here, you understand that every problem you solve is an offer. So that's why I'm saying that how you get trust from that people, how you get trust to understand, oh, this person is the one can help me, is that based on their problems, you create an offer. Okay, that in this case with the low resistance can be a lead magnet or a low ticket offer. Because also what is very important, when you charge a low ticket offer, you indirectly convalidate that people are ready to buy. Okay, and even if his transaction is $27, $40, $50, $10, it doesn't matter. Actually, psychologically it gives you a confirmation that these people is able to pay. And let's say that I pay $20, okay, and for $20 I get a ton of value. Okay, so actually I solve my first problem. As we said in the lesson before, I get more aware, so I get trust on the person. And I'm start to go through the journey of this business, that then there is an mid-ticket offer that solves me another problem. And most probably, if I'm getting value, I will be able to pay even more because this thing is already bringing me results. I already see the difference between when I started that I have no fucking idea how to solve this, and this guy helped me to solve it. So now I have another problem that it creates, because it's normal, no? In the journey where I have an outcome to have different problems through that. You have different steps to pass. When you offer these solutions, then the people will also get the mid-ticket offer, okay? Or immediately the high-ticket offer, okay? This is just for letting you understand that this journey is connected to the business actually that you want to build for you, and we're gonna see an example, and also for your client. Now, a lot of times, if you see businesses that actually are not online, that for example, they sell furniture, okay? I don't know if it happened to you, but I will try to show this example most practical as possible, is that you see these companies that they sell on TV, usually TV ads, the fact that maybe they sell a sofa for $99 or a sofa for $50, okay? That's crazy, like crazy amount of prices where people, the crazy offer will be like, wow, what the fuck, I'm getting a sofa for $99. Okay, but why they're doing that? Why they're getting $99 for a sofa that maybe to them cost even $200, so they're losing $100, okay, just to acquire a customer? Because the mission of the front end with the lead magnet, the low ticket offer, I mean, if you make profit, good. If you make break even, pretty good. If you even lose a bit, it's still okay. As I said, maybe the business here is down $100, okay, into acquiring you as a customer. But what they know is that when it comes into the backend, what's the backend for them? That for give you the sofa, okay, maybe they have to check your house for understand the size, whatever, but actually that is hidden as a sales, an extra sale, that when they go there, they start to make you upsell and cross sells of the sofa, of maybe another furniture you need. Based on this strategy, they start from minus $100 into then closing you for $2,000. And so this is how they make money, just based on the backend. So our idea, our goal is not to make profit in the first offer, it's just to grab a customer that then it will buy more, okay? And we're gonna see this more specifically. I hope this example can help you to understand the psychology and the offer architecture you should have into your business and into the business of your clients. Because we're gonna see examples, as I said now, for your clients, but also for you as a growth architect that want to scale the business and you want to maximize the profit from your client. Now, as I was saying, every business has two main sides, and most people only sees one, because a lot of people, a lot of businesses also have only front end. That's why they don't make a lot of money. Front end is what actually the customer sees first. As I said before, the sofa for $49. Okay, the first offer, the one that is designed to acquire a customer, often at break even or even in a loss. Okay, this is depend, of course, in the budget you have, how much you can afford it, but usually when you will scale the business, you will understand this much more. Now, my idea is just to install this concept into your mind. The other side, where the actual real money is the backend. And the backend is everything happened after. The upsell, the retainer, the high ticket offer, this is where the real money is made. Now, the front end has one job, turn a stranger into a buyer, okay? And this can be through the ad that you stop them scrolling, that create curiosity, the VSL that build trust and educate, and then the call that converts interest people into paying clients. Okay, this is an example for also what can be attached to you, into the fact that whatever your funnel will be through ads and VSL that you're gonna develop, or for example through a Loom video, okay, where you do outreach to them, you're gonna contact some creators, you're gonna send them a valuable video where you show them where they're lacking, so you're giving value in advance for free, okay, and then in a call you show them what they should have to do for fix it for free. You show them, for example, look, for fix your business to scale to 50K a month with this audience you have, the strategy you should implement is is based on this, and this. You're giving them free value. You understand that the resistance in the moment you pitch to them, look, what you just saw in this video, I can implement it for you for free. I don't want upfront, I don't want retainers, I just want 20% on what we're gonna generate extra. You understand the offer is pretty good. That can be your front end, or another front end for you can be done for you, where you set the funnel for them, the ads, you script everything, and you deliver to them already done work that they have just to put on work. The fact that this person is gonna buy for 2K something that knows that lack right now in his business and maybe help him to make 20. So the perception is pretty high. So the possibility to tell you no will be very low because they know they need it. And again, more you will do it, more you will master it. In our model, as I was saying, the front end is the strategy goal. Zero friction, is completely free. You buy the relationship and not the transaction, okay? You create a relationship with this person where they trust you. They see you as a pro that can actually help them to achieve what they want, okay? For the backend side, selling to an existing customer costs 5 to 7 times less than acquiring a new one. Why? As I was saying before, showing the potential path that a person will have between here to here, okay? We understand that we have upsells. We can offer something bigger immediately after the first purchase, same client, higher value. We can offer cross-sells, for example. We can sell something complementary, for example, templates, tools, additional services that they actually need in their business. It's not directed into the main offer, but it's something that they need for increased results. Retainer is the ultimate backend. They've seen the results and now they want you to do it for their business, okay? You can charge 5, 10, 20K a month, okay? Let's move into key metrics. This is very important that you write it down, you keep it for you. It's very important that you memorize 4 numbers that tell you everything about the health of your business. First of all is the lifetime value, a total revenue a single customer generates over the entire relationship with you, aka how much money one person will bring to you in all the time that stays with you. Okay, for example, let's imagine that you have a 2K fee plus a retainer 10K a month for 6 months. So that means 60K plus 2 will be $62,000 of lifetime value. Okay, this is just an example. Then you have CAC, customer acquisition cost. How much you spend to acquire one customer. For you, as a growth architect, for your own client in the beginning, I will teach you how to do it completely for free, just leveraging your time and your skill. But then of course, if you want to scale as I did and you want to use paid ads, for example, or paid acquisition method, okay, let's imagine that you spend $500 in ads to close one $2,000 customer. This means that 500 is your customer acquisition cost. It's a very important data that you have to track and keep in mind. Now, it's very important also the proportion between lifetime value and customer acquisition cost. The most important number is this. For example, if we calculate that we had 62K lifetime value and 500 cost for acquisition for that customer, is a ratio to 124 to 1. And this of course is crazy. Okay, the minimum healthy is 3 to 1. Above 1 to 10, minimum healthy is 3 to 1. And over 10 to 1, of course, is exceptional and it's pretty good. Now, last but not least, also what is very important is average order value. The average amount of a customer spend per transaction. Okay, in the whole journey, you do the average value of all the purchase they got. Because of course, in your journey, not everyone will get the high ticket and also the downsell and also the retainer. So in all your customer, you'll have all the business of your client. You have to understand like which is the average point where people stop. Maybe they're in the mid-ticket offer. This is very important to track and to understand actually the average amount of customer spend per transaction. Okay, upsells and cross-sells increase this without acquiring new customer. That's why it's very important to have a full journey from point A to point B, and every offer has to be attached to the goals they have and to the problems that they will find through this path. Now, let's do some example for your business or for the business of your clients. But now this is for you, because for the raw situation that you're starting right now. Okay, step 1, your front end is the actually strategy call free. And what you can do here, you have 2 choices. Can be done for you funnel setup where you charge 2K, 3K, 4K, 1.5K, depend on you. And this can be your front end, okay, where you get them trust, you deliver a good product, they're happy. And what can happen later that you can charge them a retainer. So where you charge them 2 or 5K. And after this, the next step, because they're satisfied with your work and they find a problem because maybe, yeah, now they have the perfect funnel that you built for them, but they don't know how to scale it. They don't know how to run ads properly. They don't know how to run profitable ads, for example. You can upsell them into a retainer, okay, where you get paid 2 to 5K a month for just handling and managing completely their business. This will mean that your lifetime value per client will be, for example, 2K upfront that you charge plus 2K for 6 months means $14,000 totally of lifetime value. And if we're gonna calculate the proportion we talked about before, it will be 14,000 for 500 means 28:1 ratio. It's pretty good, okay? Now, also what you can do, and I want to do this example, is here, you don't work with the done for you funnel setup, but maybe as we talk already and we're gonna see this strategy in the beginning, you're gonna work only on a revenue share based business, okay? So you have a strategy call for free, you get them trust, you don't charge them nothing upfront, okay? And you make the first launch and you make them money. You have to make them result. Once they made the result, you can easily charge them a retainer without any problem, okay? But you will see what's best for you and you will test different angles to see which one converts more. I hope you like this lesson. It was very important to connect all we saw before and also to have an idea of what a funnel connected to your business, of the business of your client, should look like as a journey. And as you can see, all these lessons are practical, because then these things become practical, but also to understand in a psychological way how to see all this. Hope you like the lesson. See you in the next one.